The following segment is sponsored by the American Heart Association. Did you know that 1 in 300 youth have undetected heart condition that puts them at risk for cardiac arrest? Dr. Anezi Uzendu is here to share how learning CPR can save lives and why this should be part of your summer safety plan. Welcome, doctor. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So why is it so important to know CPR?
Yeah, so CPR saves lives. CPR is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and you use it when someone suffers a cardiac arrest. In a cardiac arrest, the heart stops beating. And so you think about your heartbeat, it's essential to supply oxygenated blood to your brain and all your vital organs. And so when that happens, the person is essentially dying. With CPR, you are externally becoming that person's heartbeat by pressing on the chest and circulating that blood to give them the best chance of survival.
Yes, obviously so important. Okay, and what is access to AEDs Act and how will it save lives?
Yeah, so the Access to AEDs Act will ensure that our kids are safe in school. What it will do is it will provide grant funding for schools to purchase AEDs, and an AED is an automated external defibrillator. And so when that heart stops with a cardiac arrest, the AED can be used to shock that person's heart back into rhythm. I kind of think of it as like jump-starting the heart. So the Access to AEDs Act will allow schools to purchase and maintain AEDs, teach students how to perform CPR and how to use an AED. And then lastly, it'll provide funding for schools to create cardiac arrest emergency response plans. So if a student or a staff member suffers a cardiac arrest at school, there is a plan in place to intervene and help save a life.
Oh, so good to know. And what kind of support does the Access to AEDs Act have?
So the Access to AEDs Act has support from bipartisan support in Congress, has support from leading sports organizations like the NBA, NFL with Damar Hamlin, NHL, NCAA. You think of the sports organization and they're most likely supporting this act. We also have support from the leading health organizations like the American Heart Association. All of us realize, and all these organizations realize, how important it is for us to be able to save lives, particularly for our youth in schools as they're participating in sports and just going on to learn. And so this act will make sure that our schools are safe and that there's a plan in place and there are AEDs available to help save lives if a cardiac arrest occurs.
Yes, absolutely. And how can we help increase access to emergency equipment in schools? What can we do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're asking everyone to text AED to the number 46839. Again, AED to the number 46839. And while they're doing this, what they're doing is they're partnering with the American Heart Association to support this legislation as it passes through Congress to make sure that we're able to save lives. So text AED to the number 46839.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Uzendu. We appreciate the information. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having me. You too.